This is an eye chart for you on the projector, so I'll just suffice to say that we're currently sitting at version 8.3 in the wireless software world. 8.4 is just around the corner, and in 8.4 we're introducing a couple of new APs, some new outdoor APs, some new indoor APs on the low, on kind of the cost-conscious side, the low end. And then there's going to be a bunch more innovation you're going to see from us this summer as we trend towards the 8.5 release, which is going to be kind of the July, August, early late summer timeframe. One of the main and big things that we're focused on, spending a lot of money in R&D, is something we're calling wireless service assurance. And what service assurance is actually looking at is kind of your entire network end-to-end, not just wireless, but wired as well. One of the challenges in wireless land that's been around forever is this concept of drop connections or intermittent outages, right? Everybody has tickets filling up their inbox with regards to these types of problems. What actually causes those problems? How can I fix them? Can they be automatically fixed? These are all things that we're working really hard behind the scenes on to try and automate and make your life easier. It's a big focus for us. We've actually got a bunch of folks, totally non-IT, guys from like Boeing that do complex system failure analysis, all sorts of cool people that do big data analytics working for us, and this is a big area of focus. I got a couple screenshots, and you guys get a copy of the slides after, and you'll see what we're looking at. But we're basically trending and looking at all things, not just Cisco. We're looking at things like your DHT server, your radius server. Make sure the transaction times are appropriate. Make sure that authentication is not the root cause of your problem. Looking at IP address management software. And kind of tying into your help desk and ticketing software, so we can actually kind of do root cause analysis. This is going to be a big effort from us, and you're just going to see the start of it this summer. The term marketing name at this point is kind of called DNA Assurance. Cisco has this kind of big initiative within the enterprise networking portfolio called Digital Network Architecture. It's a fancy name to say more modern and predictable user interfaces, as well as a lot of the insurance components of this as well. So for the 3600, going back a number of years, the 3700, we've always had this module slot on our access point that we can do cool stuff with. And one of the cool things we're actually opening up to the development community right now is this concept of access point extensions. So Cisco is actually publishing spec to interconnect the third-party hardware to our access point. And we're actually opening this up right down to the board level. This is an example of like the hardware developer kit that we're doing on our high-end AP. So Raspberry Pi can plug into that. You know, you can plug in a video surveillance camera. You can do all sorts of cool things. Obviously, you never ship something that looks like that. That's what the hardware development kit looks like for the guys who want to kick the can on various cool things. There's already projects in the works for things like electronic shelf labeling, Zigbee modules and gateways, surveillance cameras and things like that, speakers. If I'm deploying wireless in a building, for example, in a retail scenario, if I'm running 2 cable drops to that area to power off the speaker, why can't I just power off the AP? One of the other modules we're looking at is like the ability to do PoE output off the AP. So if I'm trying to run a cable drop in an area, I need PoE to power something else nearby, I can run that off the same AP, reducing my cabling costs. There's a whole bunch of really, really cool stuff that's just around the corner here, and kind of the sky's the limit with regards to third-party development. We actually have a whole portal set up for doing this. Again, it's not targeted at the day-to-day network administrator, but I think it's kind of shows our vision. The APs across the board shifted to a Linux-based operating system, kind of without probably the general public being aware, which is allowing a lot of this modularity to happen underneath the covers as well. But the main issue for our day-to-day wireless network administrator has been navigating around heat maps, adding APs, removing them, changing my floors, just getting stuff out of there as quickly as possible. So we decided about 6 months ago, started on a project to kind of revamp all of that within time. So myself and a number of guys in the field actually sat down with engineering, provided a lot of feedback based on what we see day-to-day and challenges within our customer base around managing and monitoring wireless. And a lot of those changes got implemented in here, actually most of them. So all the whole way of filtering and visualizing clients, the folks running CMX, which is our kind of location services engine, we actually can reintegrate the client data back into Prime again, which is cool. We can actually look at, for example, statistics like how APs hear each other across the floor. This is really important when we're looking at, like, you know, how wireless performance works, what the coverage models look like. a total refresh on this. There's way more than that than in Prime 3 than just these two things. There's a bunch of notification improvements. So if I got a complex environment with a number of different alarming and notification kind of trees, or decision trees, that whole part of Prime also got overhauled in 3.2 as well. So this is going to be something I'm looking forward to. A lot of our big customers that rely on Prime for managing and monitoring their wireless networks. This is going to be a highly recommended upgrade for you. And so over the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 years, there's been a pile of energy put into location-based services because we think that's going to be the next big thing for wireless. My proximity in the network or in my building dictating things not just to myself and on the wireless network, but to the building automation systems, to the lighting systems, all these types of really cool integrations that come from knowing where people are on wireless. Does anybody have MSE or CMX stood up today, these location-based solutions? Okay, I'm going to start right from kind of the ground floor here, give you a bit of background. So anybody who's running Cisco Wireless since the beginning of airspace time has had the ability to basically detect wireless location to some extent. The idea here is that if we have more than 2 access points, typically 3 or higher, we can use some triangulation. In other words, let's say, for example, your client comes up on the air and starts probing, right? Your Wi-Fi phone or tablet or whatever else. And let's say this table here is that phone, and the table over here is another access point. Here's your phone, and there's a bit over here that's hearing your phone. We're going to be able to basically draw a rough triangle and say you're probably in this area, typically within about 5 to 10 meters, depending on the deployment. 5 to 10 meters is good, but it's not great. One of the things we've been working on is a lot of cool technology to get down to kind of like 1 meter accuracy. And that opens up a whole bunch of possibilities when you get down to that level of accuracy.